The challenge today is to build out of red blocks. Words cannot explain how hard it was to make this color palette because oh my gosh. Let me just get some TNT and redstone together, you know, two red blocks that would look nice. Just nothing was working out whatsoever with the color palette. Not to mention, almost all of these blocks are blocks that I use on the regular. In my survival world, I use netherrack, I use pretty much all of these blocks. I love using red blocks, but when you take all of them and put them together into one build, it just doesn't look right at all. The base of the building started off as dark nether bricks, which I personally liked at first because I made a gradient involving these, and I ended up changing it almost immediately after because I did not like the way it looked with the rest of the building blocks. However, I did decide to start an attachment off the back end of the building, which at first I did think would look really good with the nether bricks, but as I said before, I changed the nether bricks, so I also ended up changing these deep slate redstone blocks to something else, which you guys will see in a second. From here, I ended up making the base of the building out of netherrack and tried to make a gradient that goes higher up to draw your eyes higher towards the top of the building, which I personally think came out nice. And this was the end result of the building, you guys. Yeah, not the best, but it definitely could have been better, but in the moment in time being, it was pretty much all I had to work with. For the roof, I had a more organic state of mind when it came to the structuring of it, because I did really want to make it like very unique and not just a ginormous roof on top of a bland gradient looking house, you know. So I ended up kind of making a witch hat looking shape. I saw something like that on Pinterest and I thought that it would look really cool. It was alright at first and it did end up coming out really nice in the end. The main structuring of the roof was now finished, and my problem was that I needed to fill in the gap in between the actual building itself and the roof, because I didn't realize until after how tall the roof would be with the structuring I was going for. However, though, we were forgetting something important. The attachment of the building, and oh my gosh, now that I'm looking back at this recording, this footage, the redstone looked horrendous. I'm so glad that I went back and changed it because it looks so much better after. Thank you. On this side of the building, I decided to go with a mushroom styled building is what I seem to call it. I don't know what it's called. And it kind of just matched the side of the building. It kind of reminded me of Mario with the color scheme that I went for. And I think it turned out pretty well. On to the entryway of the building. Not gonna lie, this is probably the easiest part of making this house structure, I guess you want to call it, just because I am used to making entrances and I like making entrances and doorways when it comes to buildings. So this was a breeze for me, which is good. The long awaited second and third floor was finally here, and I am surprised at how nice this turned out. And I'm not gonna lie to you, when I was building this part, I was half asleep, so I had no idea how it turned out until the morning. And I woke up and I continued recording, and I was like, yo, I genuinely like how this came out. The fine details of this building were being put in place. As of right now, I started working on the windows. I added a little structure on top of the roof, not necessarily a structure, but like an extension. And those also kind of added to the building a little bit more, made it look less plain. I also added this little roof extension right underneath the roof itself. And oh my gosh, honestly, I just think this really completed the witch hat look that I was going for. And it just made it look really good in my opinion. I thought it looked pretty good. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. Yet again, adding on to the fine details of the base, I am adding just a small window right here and a couple other places. And here is a short clip of me recording this at 2 in the morning and pretty much being asleep. That's why I'm logging off. Let's see what we did today. Thank you guys so much for watching. This video took me a lot of time to make and a lot of hours to put in. So if you guys did enjoy, please consider subscribing or liking or commenting, and let me know what color or what video I should do next. Yeah, thank you guys. Have a good one.